Hi everybody and welcome to Vlogmas Day 24. It's been 24 days of putting content out there daily, and of course I cannot end Vlogmas without showing you how to cook the main dish or the star dish of every Christmas holiday, which is Smokey Nigerian Jollof. Now for this jollof, I use very simple ingredients, nothing too fancy, no spices, just my salt, the aromat, garlic, Knorr Chicken, just in case you're wondering what's in that granola bottle, it's Knorr Chicken, and then my tomato paste, which is Youcut. Stick around and I'll show you how to do it. Now the best smoky jollof starts with your pepper mix. So here I have 4 red bell peppers. You can see that they were carefully selected. It's really red, and that just really gives it the reddish look when you're done cooking. I have onion here. I usually like shallots, but I didn't have shallots at home, so I used the red onion, just one medium-sized one. Now if you also have garlic, you can also include that into it, and that just gives it a different taste and aroma. So make sure you grill this on very low heat till it becomes really tender and is looking smoky already. Now this jollof is for a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children. So in a medium-sized pan, you can heat some oil. Please be generous with all your oil, whatever oil you want to use, coconut oil, sunflower oil, vegetable oil. But this was the oil I used for grilling meat some days back. I'll link that video so you could go back and watch it. But pour some more oil, heat it up a bit, not too hot, but make sure it's hot enough to fry your onion. Now I've chopped up my onion. Now you can do as you like with this onion. You can decide to put a lot. My family doesn't really like seeing onion in food, but me, I'm just like, how can I eat food without onion? Because it just has a different taste and flavor. Anyway, I fry this until it becomes really soft. You can see it. You'll be able to see it when it turns soft. Keep frying. Please don't go away from this frying parts of the onion. Don't leave, just stay in the kitchen and continue to monitor, mix, and then I add in my bay leaf. Now some people add this in later, but I like my oil to be infused into the bay leaf, rather flavor and scent to be infused into the oil. So I add it at this point and just continue to mix. Now after your onion has been frying for about 2 to 3 minutes, you can now decide to add in the tomato paste. I'm just using 2 spoons of that one because as I said, it's just for a family of 4. We don't need so much, so 2 spoons for this will be very okay. And you can see how red that tomato mix is, and then you put that on fire and just make sure that you begin to mix it till the tomato paste becomes sweet. Of course, you have to taste it at this point. Also for the bay leaves, you might not need to add that if you don't have, but I find out that adding bay leaves gives a different kind of scent and flavor and all of that. So if you do, please add it in. At this point, our pan-fried pepper mix is ready. You don't even need to pre-boil it at this point because it's already grilled. You don't need to do all of that. All of this is just going into the pepper straight. See, pro tip, if you have chicken that you've not cooked, marinate your chicken inside this. It takes the dish to another level, trust me.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Now if you have enough chicken or meat broth, you can add some in at this point after you added in your ingredient, but I didn't have enough, so I decided to keep that till later. The perfect rice also makes the perfect jollof. Now normally I prefer to use golden Sela basmati rice. I'll insert a picture so you see the kind of rice. For me, that's the tested and trusted rice for jollof rice, but I didn't have this on this occasion. I actually bought this rice from Aldi. Now I'll make a disclaimer here. If you're about to make jollof rice and you've never used the rice that you have at home, to make jollof rice before, please don't try it. Don't do it as much as possible. Make sure you test that rice making white rice first. Now for this rice, it gets soggy really fast, and because I had cooked it with making it as white rice before, I was able to tell. Imagine I was just using it for the first time. Now I was probably going to spoil this jollof rice dish. So I tested it and I knew what kind of rice this would eventually turn out to be. Anyway, I measured 3 cups. I don't have a proper measuring cup, but yeah, that's the cup that works for us. 3 cups of that. And as I said, it's just for a family of 4. You know, jollof rice is something I cannot even waste. Even if I'm pouring. In fact, if I cook that whole rice, somehow that rice will not waste. We always eat it sometime, especially if my kids have to eat school dinners maybe sometime in the week. Someone will take it to school, so it does not waste. Jollof is something that we can keep it in the fridge and then it never just ever wastes. So right now I'm just rinsing it and making sure that the water is clear before I pour it into the pot. Rinse it as many times as you want. Sometimes I'm impatient. I'm like, whoa, after 3 rinses I'm done. Please, everything will settle themselves at the tummy. I cannot kill myself. But yeah, I was patient enough this time. This sort of patience workers. How did that passage say it? Let me not even go there. But anyway, I'm washing the rice now and just making sure that it's clean. And then once that is clean, I'll be adding it into the pepper mix. Now, your pepper mix should be on low heat. Don't put it high. Some people cover the pot. Some people leave it open. For me, I leave it open because I want to see the oil float up and I don't want it to burn, especially if you've grilled or pan fried it. The tendency for it to burn quickly is fast, so you need to be careful and just make sure that you check it. Avoid mixing it. Just leave it to cook on very low heat. I'll say low to medium heat till you see the oil float up. Once the oil is able to float up, then you should be good to go. I think I've rinsed it about 3 times here, and yeah, I think I was done. I was just like, this rice be white now, or the water should be clean. But anyways, I continue to just rinse and just make sure that all of the starch, I guess, is out. But as I said earlier, sometimes I'm just so impatient and I just leave it like that. Now the base or the pepper mix is ready. The oil has floated to the top, so I know that my pepper is fine. Before you pour your rice in, you might want to adjust your seasoning and see if it's okay or not. But even if it's okay or it's not okay, at this point, just pour in your rice. If you have chicken broth, also pour it in and then do the final tasting before you add in any more seasoning and all of that. So once you pour it in, or once I pour it in, I always make sure that I give it a good stir. Like, let all of the rice be coated in the pepper. Give it a good mix and everything. And then yes, that's my chicken broth or the meat broth I did some days back. Because this was not enough, I didn't add in earlier, so this was just what I was able to manage or scoop from that. I added that in, and I said that, or I'm going to mention that if you've done chicken, please keep that water. If you've done meat also, please keep that water, because the combo of meat broth and chicken broth is underestimated. Trust me, try it once and you will never go back. Chicken broth and meat broth, mix the two for jollof rice. Oh gosh, it's like jollof heaven. But anyways, I added it in, and then make sure that your water is just a little bit above your rice. You don't need to put too much water. Now I'm adding in some water because my chicken broth wasn't enough, or my meat broth rather wasn't enough, so I had to add in some water. And as I mentioned, this rice, it does not stay before it becomes soggy, so I'm always very careful. I add in water little by little. But anyways, foil, if using foil is a very important tip for jollof rice. I mean, sometimes when I want to cook jollof rice and I do not have a foil, sometimes I just say, you know what, we're not eating jollof rice today, we're eating something else. Yes, having a foil paper is that important for cooking jollof rice. So I use the foil just to make sure that the heat just steams the rice slowly. And of course, this is going to be on medium heat. Put that foil in, cover it properly, whether it's the front or the back, I don't know. That's an argument for another day. I just know that we have foil on top. It's properly closed so that all of the heat is trapped in and just going back to cook the rice. Ah, gosh, I can smell it already. Can you guys smell it? Ah, sorry, you can't.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Now, at this point, while all of the rice is just on the fire, cooking on low, emphasis on low to medium heat, because now heat they cook jollof rice too. You don't need too much water or fire. It's heat that cooks jollof rice. So while that is cooking, me and my team wash and go. I don't like leaving stuff inside it. In fact, before this time, I think I'd washed like maybe 4-5 times. I can't remember how many times I've washed, but make sure that you, or if you can, just wash and go. So I was just here washing everything that I'd used, washed the pot, all of it. Just make sure everywhere is looking tidy. Yeah, I don't mind putting my hand inside water so many times. I just like everywhere clean and clear. It just helps me in terms of my thinking or process. So just washing all the plates and making sure everywhere is clean. But anyway, guys, it's Christmas Eve. What are your plans? What are you doing? Have you shut down from work already? I hope you have. And if your office space does not have holiday for this time, did you take out time? Like, is it a tradition for you and you take out time to wrap up for the end of the year? For us, Christmas Eve, we just stay home at this point, and then we plan to watch a Christmas movie sometime in the night. I bought this really nice, what do you call them now, like Christmas or popcorn packs and Christmas, like we just want to make it have that cinema feel. I'll probably show you sometime, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. If I come on tomorrow, if I share any vlog tomorrow, I'll post a video tomorrow, I'll show you that. But it's just Christmas movies, and till now we don't even know. I have no idea of what movie we want to watch. Well, as at the time of recording this video, we didn't know the movie that we wanted to watch. But yes, Christmas is always a chill time on Christmas Eve. Thankful for the love of God, for the birth of our Savior. One of my favorite Christmas songs of all time is Fall on Your Knees. Oof, that song gets me every time. I don't know what it is, but it's just like, someone died for me, sha. Like, person love me, rich, and he died for me. So forget if you are single and you're saying, oh, nobody can die for me, nobody loves me. A whole human being, a whole God, not just anybody, oh, God died for you. So be thankful for that. This is now about 30 minutes in of cooking, and I just make sure I go in just to give it a stir, because you don't want some parts looking white and some other parts looking red. So I just make sure it's stirred a bit, not too much, because you can start to burn that way, especially if you grilled or you pan fried. The tendency for your jollof to burn is bigger. And in fact, I always say add rice for burning. Yes, as in factor in burning rice. Now, after about an hour 15 minutes, our jollof is ready. I just make sure I toast the fried meat on top so that it just also gets hot or it gets warm. Can't you guys see that jollof? See how red it is. See how nice it is. Can you see the smoke coming out of the jollof? This rice is bangs. Everybody that ate it that day, of course it was just my family, but my kids and my husband don't feel to praise me when I make jollof that I did cook a big. I did cook, but it was really nice, trust me. And with that banging jollof, we come to the end of Vlogmas 2024. Thank you for every like, comment, share. I appreciate it so much. We're back to regular programming of weekly vlogs. And let me be the first to wish you Merry Christmas.